you guys have been having a good time, especially
Yeah.
right now. It's springtime.
Yeah. Can you
And
see the sun now? It's so
can you see the
nice.
sun?
Can you see the sun? No, but you can see the sun. Two suns here. So,
So yeah, what are we gonna talk about today? As usual, we just come outside,
yeah.
sit somewhere, and then usually it's when we get bored that we think let's find something to talk about,
Yeah.
and maybe it can always help someone who just stop by our video and watch. So Marcella, what
So,
should we talk about today?
maybe something that relates us so much, like maybe about depression and anxiety.
You say it's something that relates us so much, Marcella. Is you and I depressed? Like you just said, something that relates to us. I don't know. And then you say it's depression and anxiety.
Oh well, I mean, don't didn't you? Well, maybe I did. I do. I am.
Okay, guys. So this video is gonna help my friend Marcella and whoever else is depressed and they has anxiety, because definitely it's not
Mm-hmm.
me, right? So
Zero
yeah,
depressed? Nah. She can be out, talk to people, and won't depress.
and you.
And me, I can be home for days
Oh no.
without communication and
Yeah.
everything, and I'm still alive.
Okay.
That's my therapy.
Okay. So we're going to talk about depression and anxiety. What comes to my mind when I think about depression and anxiety? I'm thinking of somebody
Mhm.
trying to take control of situations that
Mhm.
is out of their control. Do you
Right.
think someone can actually control how they're anxious or how they're depressed?
For me, like personally, I don't think so because sometimes depression, it feels like sometimes it's just come unexpectedly. So even when you're doing this, like even when you're happy, even when you're outside like this, and something triggered you just like that, but it's just come like that. For example, like the trauma, then something that really makes you really sad, and it's just come like that, and then you suddenly was just like quiet, and that's when the panic attack happened,
Right.
and you will just like shaking sometimes, and then you can't help but to cry because it's like so heavy inside your heart, and you just like quiet, and then you're just like, oh my god, it hurts so much. That's the feeling.
That's deep. I don't know if it's you telling us right now, but
Oh shit.
I would take it. It's not your story. Definitely not
Okay.
you.
Just kidding, guys. Just pretend that it's not my story, okay? No, it's okay. I'm just sharing. We're just sharing.
Okay, so we're going to discuss about this. Maybe we talk about it in a way that, from a Christian
Hmm.
point of view, from a biblical like point of view, like what does God say about our anxieties? What does God say about tomorrow?
Hmm.
For me, I will talk about my experience. Well, she
Yeah.
said that, I talk to a lot of people, and then sometimes I'm always outside, even when I'm stressed and not stressed.
Yeah.
And many times that's how maybe I also get away from whatever would be bothering me. But there's actually more to that. It's not just about going outside, talking to a lot of people. At times, it is what drives you from inside.
Hmm.
It's the internal drive that really helps you to manage what is outside. Because sometimes we
Right.
get to these spaces of being anxious, of being depressed, because there's too much noise coming from within us. Like
That's
there's
very
so much
true.
noise coming from outside, and at times it's our call
Hmm.
to mute it, shut it completely, and then you can deal with the situation much better.
Hmm.
So we're both Christians. I was going to say
Hmm.
I'm a Christian, but most of that I times read the Bible. You know, we all can say at times read the Bible and we listen to what God says, and but then when we are really,
Yeah,
really tested, oh my God, it's so different. It even feels like the same Bible you have been reading is not even making sense anymore.
that's very true. I agree. It's just like when you think, it's just that you think that God is not listening to you. Like it's God is not there when you're having that depression and anxiety. It's like if God's there, why can we feel like this? You know.
Right.
So I agree. The only thing that we can hold on, I think, is the Bible and prayer. Even though it hurts so much, I think that's the only thing that we can do as a Christian. What do you think? That's so far that strengthened me. I know that sometimes that we said, God, it's hard.
How do
It
I?
hurts so much. We can't take it anymore. But what can we do,
Right.
right?
And that's very true. I think you said it all. With me, I mean, like, even the Bible says that we should not worry about tomorrow
That's right.
because even our God who created us takes care of the birds in the air.
Yeah.
He takes care of the sparrows. Like,
Mm.
look at the lilies. They grow so beautifully, like,
That's true.
and it's like in a harsh type of condition. Because just imagine a flower really growing so well in water
Mm.
and still gets everything it needs just to come out and in
Yeah.
that situation. And that's what I feel at times, that when we feel like we're really hitting a hard wall, and when we feel like we're really going down and we can't see no way out, at times go back to the source,
Yeah.
because Jesus is the truth, the way, and the life.
That's true.
That's literally everything in one. And He is our source. He's the one
Yeah.
who gives, He's the one who takes. If anything, that's like your best place to. Honestly, I do feel like therapies do help when you go to someone and talk to them, and they're also going to give you from their experience and
Right.
talk to you about how they think it should be. But I feel when you go to the direct source, which is
Mm.
like Jesus Christ,
Mm.
he deals with everything
That's
from
right.
the core, from the heart. Like he will heal you from the inside coming out,
Right.
and you heal completely.
That's right.
I feel when I'm at some certain level of maybe healing, I
Mm.
can go back and be like, oh, no, I can go and see a therapist. Then no, we can talk. I can tell them, oh, this is what I felt, this is what I saw, and this is how
Yeah.
I mean, everything. But then at that point, I feel God is already working on you
Mm.
because you have trusted Him with how you're feeling. You
Mm-hmm.
have trusted Him with what is really going on inside you, like deeply.
Right.
And He is working on you, and He's
Mm.
working on everything inside. In that moment when you open up to bring in someone, like
Mm-hmm.
you want to talk to them and tell them this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm going through, God also directs them to help you in a way that is going to perfectly
Right.
merge that two. So you are saying the therapist is going to help me, but God is the source. He is the source of everything. Like sometimes all you need to do is go back, plug in,
Yeah.
connect.
True.
And when you connect back there, it's like you're recharging already.
Yeah, yeah. That's very true. When you're when we were saying that, it just hits my mind that yeah, therapists helps us, but of course Jesus Christ help us more because He's the center of everything. Then what I get is like there's no timeline with God.
Perfect.
There's no timeline with God. Like with therapists, we have like a certain number of days that we need to, okay, for 1 month we're gonna meet like 2 days, and then by 2 days you need to have the progress, this. But with God, He takes care of us, no
He's
timelines.
patient.
Exactly.
He's
In
patient.
your own timeline and His timeline. So that's why you like can completely healing. So it's just beautiful. It's just like wow to me that there's no, how can he didn't like. He's so patient. There's no timeline. While we are so broken,
Right.
like
And he still heals
how
us.
exactly?
So, friends, there was really, I think, it also talked to me. At times you think, oh, I'm going
Yeah.
to talk about this to help that person. Then you
Hmm.
realize you're also getting help from the
Definitely.
same message that you're passing on to the next person.
Mm-hmm.
And I encourage you that whatever you're going through,
Mm.
oh my God, you know how it actually gets us to get here. We're
Yeah.
international students again,
Again.
we're international besties, and we get those situations happening to a lot of different students, a lot of anxiety, a
Yeah.
lot of depression at times, mostly, if not every time, it's things we definitely can't control. And it ends up affecting our grades, it affects
Yeah.
our lifestyles, it affects everything. You can
Hmm.
see it's a ripple effect. It's a chain. It keeps on going to the next, to the next, to the next. Meanwhile, you're just thinking, I'm depressed and I'm failing to sleep. I'm depressed and I'm failing to eat. But then before you know it, you're depressed. You cannot eat. You cannot sleep. You cannot study. You cannot go to work.
Yeah.
You perform poorly.
Yeah.
Like at that point, everything has crashed,
True.
and you're only thinking, "Oh, I'm failing to sleep."
Hmm.
These days my sleeping pattern.
Hmm.
So let's take care of ourselves. Let's try
Yes.
to take care of ourselves as much as it hurts, as much as it is. Oh my God, it's crazy out here.
It's
It's
crazy.
always like that. But if you take care of one thing, it takes care of the next and the next.
Amen. Yeah, that's
And
true.
everything at the end of the day just works out perfectly. I can testify that a couple of times, if not all the times, I
Hmm.
have panicked. Nothing has worked. It always gets worse.
Oh yes.
I get the answers
Yes.
wrong. I pick the wrong solutions.
Yeah.
I pick the easiest way out, and it still is not the way out. And
Yeah.
God, when you give it to God and you hand it over to Him to take care of it, He perfectly works it out for you in the perfect timing, in ways we cannot see, in ways that you would not have even thought about.
Imagine. Yeah.
It's not your part to, because I believe when you hand it over to God, when you surrender it to Him, He deals with the situation,
That's
He
right.
deals with you, and He gives you the perfect solution,
Right.
even without you having to think about it too. So at that point, it's like a complete surrender to like
Mhm.
God, take care of this.
That's very nice. That's very true, guys. Like we didn't plan to do this. Like
Yeah,
we didn't even plan to talk this deeply. It's just like naturally coming. I didn't even. I don't know. I no, but it's just like yeah, it's good.
every
It's
time.
good every time.
So thank you so much for
Thank you,
staying and
guys.
watching our podcast for today.
Yeah.
It's about to start getting chilly. It's been a good day in the sun. And just in case you're wondering where are we today, Marcella?
We are in Brooklyn Bridge Park, guys.
Yeah, and if you're around Midtown, downtown, or
Yeah.
anywhere, like especially if you're at Case, you can just
Okay.
walk down the the Brooklyn Bridge, and you know there's a really nice park down by
Yeah.
Dumbo, and
It's so pretty, guys.
it's pretty too. And
So
I mean the
pretty.
sun keeps sunning.
Look at us.
Well,
Well,
goodbye.
thank you,
Hope to see
guys.
you in our next podcast. And this wraps up our episode two.
To
And please get to also watch the second one, the first
the
one.
first one. Yep.
Yeah, but if you haven't caught up with us on the introduction
Yep.
of us, how we
How
met
we
and
met.
everything, keep up and be on track. So you go watch the first one. Even if you watch the second one, it's okay. It's okay. No pun
Yeah, yeah.
intended, right? Perfectly
We see,
okay.
we don't judge. We're
Oh.
just kidding.
Okay, guys.
Don't
This
forget to
is it.
subscribe and share too, guys.
And like,
Yes.
bye.
Bye.